Ey, what's up, what's up? Wir sind hier am Pro-Camp in Italien am Gardasee und ich habe hier Anthony, er ist Strength and Conditioning Coach from Golden State Worriars. Und ja, Anthony, who are you? So maybe say something about yourself, where you come from, where are you staying right now?
Yep.
And the NBA, yes.
So I'm a performance coach for the Golden State Warriors. I am originally from the States, grew up in Los Angeles, and now I work in San Francisco. I've come to Pro Camp for 2 summers now, and right now I'm staying here at Pro Camp the whole time by the water, which is beautiful.
Yeah, so beautiful. Okay, so right now you're working in the NBA with great players like Steph Curry. So what would you say are some things that separate the very great players from the ones that are maybe average? Okay, in the NBA all players are great in some way, but what separates the very, very great from the other players?
Yeah.
What would you say?
So I've been fortunate enough to watch a lot of great players. I've had the opportunity to watch players like Steph in the weight room and on the court, as well as a lot of other great players I've worked with. Team USA, USA Volleyball, USA Beach Volleyball, USA Water Polo, the Golden State Warriors, the Sacramento Kings, and some of the things that I noticed that are different between the best players and the not the best is their attention to detail and consistency. So every single session, they may be having a good time and joking around and having fun as they show up to the session, but the moment that they start the session or the moment that they start a rep in the weight room or on the court within a drill, their intensity and their intention and the focus to detail is spot on. When they're done with that rep or that set or that drill, they may joke around a little bit again, but as soon as they start again, they're focused.
So when it's work, it's focus.
It's
complete,
for sure.
It's complete focus.
And it's consistency as well. So it's they're doing that within a session, but then they're stringing together multiple sessions that are all that same way, so their progress continues.
So it's focus on the detail, but also the consistency, of course, because over the time it will build up to the greatness in the end. Okay, so next question would be, what advice would you give young athletes, because most of my audience are young athletes, especially in Germany, when they want to start in the weight room or they're already in the weight room? What details can they implement, or what things they can implement in their weight room sessions, so I don't know, so they get better results?
Yeah, I think a lot of what they can do in the weight room or off the court are similar to what they do on the court. So, example being the attention to detail that we just talked about, finding qualified coaches to give them advice, or trainers or physical therapists, whoever that is, finding qualified individuals to learn from, taking the things that they're telling them and applying them to their exercises every day. Other things people don't do, but I think is a great idea, is recording themselves. Basketball players watch themselves on the court in games, but athletes should also be watching themselves move within drills from practice, but also within the weight room they should be watching some of how they're doing their exercises so that they can see a different perspective of the technique, and sometimes that different perspective allows them to connect what they're feeling with what it looks like, because sometimes what you think it looks like until you're in front of a mirror or you watch yourself, it's really not it. And then the other part is, don't get caught up in just using one professional to help you for everything. Draw from different professionals. So whether it's a clinic, whether you're talking to another coach, whether you're working out with another athlete, try to find things that you can learn from each of those individuals to help you become a better player and a better athlete.
Okay. So the last question would be, to get results in the weight room, of course the nutrition is very, very important. What would you say young athletes to get better results from the weight room sessions, to help with the nutrition, help with tiredness in the season, to also maybe then at the last point implement good nutrition in everyday things, when you have to go to school, you have to go to basketball practice, you have to go weight room, you don't have much time. What would you recommend young athletes?
So some of the things that are most important are making sure that you're fueling for your training. So that means that when you are going into, or you have a big training session the next day, You should be eating appropriately the night before. You should be eating appropriately for breakfast so that you can get the most out of that training session. Another thing that's really important is hydration and fueling throughout the sessions, right? Do you have water available, electrolytes in that water at times, especially for your longer sessions? Do you have snacks? If your session is going to go longer than 45 minutes or an hour, do you have something to have so you have the same amount of energy and focus and attention to detail at the end of the session? And then the other thing that's really important, and we try to remind our players of on a consistent basis, is are you getting enough protein in your diet? Because sometimes that's difficult. So in the States, we normally say, you know, it would be incredible to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. That's like the upper end. So if I'm 160 pounds, I might be trying to get almost 160 grams of protein.
So it's like 2 grams per kilogram.
Correct.
Okay.
That would be like the high end. But
Yeah.
I might also be able to do, instead of 160, I should at least be getting 100 or 110 grams of protein every single day.
Yeah.
And then some days maybe a little more, but never below that, right? That's very important because that's the only way that muscle recovers. It's the building blocks for muscle. And if you're going to try to get stronger or more powerful, you need that tissue to recover. And if you want to be able to have a high intensity workout 2 days in a row, that's what you need to do.
Okay, then thank you for the great
Yeah,
words.
no problem.
And
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.